So we're going to begin again by opening up Rhino, and it will open up in a default template. So we want to make sure that we are going to go to File, New, and choose Small Object Inches, and maximize our window. I can double click on any of these tabs to maximize that view. So I'll double click and I'll get my perspective view here. And I can hold down my right mouse button. And if I do that, I can pan around that view. And you'll notice, just to orient yourself, you have the X, Y, and Z axis. If I scroll in and out with my scroll wheel on the center, I can zoom in, zoom out. I can also hold down on the center mouse button, and that will allow me to pan up and down, left to right. I can also hold down the Shift key first and then right click and hold, and that will also allow me to pan. I'm going to go back, double click to go back to my 4 views, and then go back to my front view to start some drawing. There's a couple ways to access commands. I'm here. Up here is a various tabs with all different types of tools. I'm going to make sure I'm in my standard, on the standard tool tab. If you don't see this, or if these all look different than what I have here, you can go here to your options button, press options, and then go down to where it says toolbars, and you can defaults, and that'll go back to this default setting. You have to restart the program when you do that, so I'm not going to restart the program right now. Just going to close out of that. I've got also down at the bottom here, I've got some different buttons I can choose, turn on and off. This is them with all of them off. If I turn grid snap on and I go and select a tool like my polyline tool, you can see that the little point snaps to the grid. So this is the grid snap tool. That's good because often programs will, if you export your files to another program, it will need to know the origin. And this is our origin right here, 0, 0, 0. If you think of it sort of like a 3-dimensional graph. So I'm going to choose my polyline tool by clicking on that. There's also other options for different types of drawing with lines. If you click on the small triangle next to the tool, you have other options for different types of lines. And if you left click and pull out that menu, it will stay on the screen. And you can just get rid of it by closing it. The other way to access different tools is to go up here to your drop-down menus. So even straight lines are still referred to as curves. So I can go to my polyline. It will start my command. I'll start at the origin, draw my polyline, and to end the command, I'll right-click. The other way to do it is just directly to use this command line. And if I just type in line, the menu will drop down, and it will give me a variety of different types of commands that have the word line in them. I just want to choose the line tool. Again, will ask me where I want to start the line. So I'm going to start here at this point, and then it'll ask me where the end of the line is. I can bring a line out here, and then the command is complete. If I want to repeat a command over and over, if I'm doing a lot of straight lines, I can just hit return, and again, I can it'll just bring up that command again. I can draw another line. Now I have the grid snap on now, so when I'm drawing, I'm snapping right to the end of where those lines are, but you don't always have to draw on the grid. But you do need to make sure that your lines are connected. Say if I turn the grid snap off and I zoom in pretty close and I try to draw a line and get it lined up right with the end of that line and draw it, even though it looks connected on the screen, it's not actually a connected line. So if I zoom in, you can see here, it's not a connected line. So I'm just going to undo that line by hitting Control Z, and I can zoom out again. So if I have my grid snap off, I'm not snapping to the grid, but if I turn the O snap on, you'll see this line of checkboxes appear, and you want to make sure that you have all these checked for right now, except for project, and disables all of them. So this is like end, near, snap to point, snap to midpoint, center, intersection. And as you see, if you can just hover over these, it will tell you what the command is. So I have all these on. I'll go back and select my line tool. And if I zoom in here, you can see that it tells me that I'm snapping right to the end of that line, or in the knot of that line. If I come down, even though it says near, that really means is it's going to be on the line. If I draw a line, it's going to be right on that line. If I come near the center, it'll show me the midpoint of that line. And as you can see, I don't have the grid snap on. So again, since I don't have the grid snap on, if I move this up and down, it's not snapping to the grid. If I did want to have that perfectly perpendicular, I can hold the Shift key, and that will snap it directly perpendicular, or if it's close to the vertical, it will also do it close to vertical. And as I said, you can also, one thing that's kind of real helpful, if I choose, say, the circle tool and draw a circle, I'll turn the grid snap on and draw a circle. I have my O snap on. So if I go to draw a line and I want it to be directly from the center of that circle, it will automatically snap to the center of that circle. And again, using that Shift key, I can constrain it to either horizontal or vertical. And I can come over and snap again. If I move around this, there's a knot of the circle that can snap to. If I need to undo, just again, Control V. I can undo some of these lines I've done. So now I'm back to just a blank screen.